Would you believe me here if I said that there are 5 T206 players with a polar bear back that have a combined Major League at-bat total of just 6? That's right, just 6. And when you look at them individually, 3 of them actually have 0 Major League at-bats. But coming in first, we have Paul Davidson. Paul spent 8 years in the minors, but he never once cracked the Major League level. And now for a cool side note on Paul Davidson, his last year of professional baseball was in 1911, and he played for the Seattle Giants. And now why do I bring that up? Some of you know that my other collection outside of the polar bear back are the Seattle Giant T212 cards. So while Paul Davidson doesn't have an OBAT card, it is really cool to see that Paul Davidson's last season of pro ball was spent here in Seattle for the Giants. Second here we have George Sherm with that nice green background. He spent 9 years in the minors, never getting a shot at the Major League level. And then we have Billy Natris. He spent a whopping 13 years in the minors, and he never got a shot at the Major League level. Fourth here now on this list with a whopping 1 professional Major League at-bat, and this was a pinch hit in 1908 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We have Hunky Shaw. And I will tell you, for any T206 collector out there, you have to own this card because look at the expression on Hunky's face. And also, he is buried in Yakima, Washington, just a couple of hours from my house. So I am going to be taking his card to his gravesite this summer. And now here's another player that is in the T206 set that has a deep connection to the Pacific Coast League and the T212 OBAC set. Now, unlike Paul Davidson, Hunky Shaw actually does have a T212 OBAC card, and here it is pictured in his San Francisco uniform. And on a super side note, when we talked about the fact that he passed away in Yakima, Washington, he is born in Yakima as well, but he died on July 3rd, 1969, and I am born on July 3rd. And then ending the list here with 5 Major League at-bats in one game, Jack White, June 26th, 1904 for the Boston Beaneaters. And now in that game, he did unfortunately go 0 for 5, ending his Major League career with a batting average of triple zeros. He did, though, score a single run. There is, though, unfortunately, no record of maybe a walk or a hit by pitch. So it's anyone's guess at this moment as to how he got onto base going 0 for 5. But he did score a run, which is an amazing feat. Many of us in our lives will never score one single Major League run in our life. He did, though, have a pretty solid minor league career. He played 13 years in the minors, a majority of them, or just under a majority of them, coming with the Buffalo Bisons, which was 6 of those 13 years. And then an honorable mention goes to one of my favorite names in the entire set, and that is Steamer Flanagan. He ended his career with just 25 Major League at-bats. That is the 6th lowest of any player with a polar bear back in the T206 set. But when you take a look at all 5 of these players, not talking about Steamer Flanagan here, what is one thing that stands out to you about the team that 3 of these players are from? And it's actually 4 when you factor in Steamer Flanagan into the group of 6, but the team that is represented the most of these 6 players is Buffalo. And so this begs the question of why. When they took the entire T206 set, which is 524 players, and they pared it down to 250 for the polar bear back, why are there 4 Buffalo players that really have an insignificant career in baseball at that time when they left out people like Rube Waddell? Was there an executive, maybe that was from Buffalo, that advocated for these players to be included in the set? Or maybe there was a special shipment of this polar bear tobacco going up to Buffalo, and they were trying to sell more tobacco in Buffalo, including if they included these sort of minimal or marginal players at the time of baseball. We'll never know the answer to the question, but it's just interesting when you take a look at some of the players with the least or 0 impact in Major League Baseball. 4 of them are from Buffalo. And if you want to learn more about T206, hit that follow button.